Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carrie and today we have an October plan with me video. As usual for the new month, I am going to reset my monthly wallpapers using the everygirl.com's tech backgrounds that I showed in the last video. I was much more decisive this time around picking my wallpaper than I was last month. I'd like you to know that I am covering two sections in this video. The first is my skincare weekly layout, and second is a quick recap of my September monthly plans and my upcoming October monthly plans. Here is a look back on my final spread of the September skincare weekly routine, if you missed that in the last video. And if you'd like to learn more about Korean skincare, currently here on the screen, I have 9 steps listed out, and the original process does have 10 steps. But in my last video, you can hear more about my Korean skincare journey, my likes and dislikes, and any tips that I have in regards to my skincare. Right now, I am deciding on a fall wallpaper for my lock screen and my home screen on the iPad. The second one that I'm choosing here has a quote that reads, "There are some things I know for certain. Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder, keep rosemary by the garden, plant lavender for luck, and fall in love whenever you can." I am copying my layout from the September spread and pasting it onto my October page.
I try to love, but your heart is made of stone. All my tears, they fall like rain, yet you leave me here alone. I give you all I have inside. You pretend it's all pretend. Your empty eyes, they break me down. Will this torment never end? Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your ways or set me loose.
Deleting the stickers, keeping the AM and the PM stickers on the left-hand side of the page. Going in to add 2 different elements that I have that represent fall. Sadly, these are the only 2 stickers that I have for October, so you'll see those here in a minute. I want to keep the same layout from my October skincare spread as I make my October monthly calendar layout. And I just want to stress and emphasize that it's okay to reuse your layouts and your spreads. It cuts down on time, it cuts down on mental fatigue, and it just helps the process go a little bit easier. So as I mentioned in my previous September skincare video, digital planning can be tedious and overwhelming at times. And I personally reuse my daily layouts for the entire week. Most days I wake up, I'm running out of the door, or I have meetings at my full-time job, or I'm up super early if I have to do a dog walk or feed a kitten or cats. I do not have time to be decorating my digital daily pages every single day. It takes the joy out of it for me, and I find that I pick up my iPad less and less when I put that type of pressure on myself. So reuse, reuse, reuse as much as you would like. There's nothing wrong with that.
I try to love, but your heart is made of stone. All my tears, they fall like rain, yet you leave me here alone. I give you all I have inside. You pretend it's all pretend. Your empty eyes, they break me down. Will this torment never end? Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your ways or set me loose. Cold nights and colder days, living in the shadow space. I guess I never
I do want to come in here and apologize. For some reason, the camera just got super blurry here, but you'll see me adding in my stickers to this layout. And this is my creative process of just moving things around until I'm content and trying to figure out where I want things to be placed, how large I want it to be, how small. And yeah, that's my creative process. And let me know if you like the flowers that I picked out and chose to put on the left and right side of the word October for the monthly spread. I just felt like the colors were very autumn, very fall, and I just really like that to add to the spread.
Night, I try to love, but your heart is made of stone. All my tears, they fall like rain, yet you leave me here alone. I give you all I have inside. You pretend it's all pretend. Your empty eyes, they break me down. Will this torment never end? Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your ways or set me loose. Cold nights and colder days, living in just shadow space. I guess I never find the light, living in this endless night. Promises I never keep, whisper lies when I'm asleep. Lonely, I just sit and weep. Love me now or let me leave. Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your ways or set me loose. Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your ways or set me loose. Change your ways or set me loose. Cold nights.
Here's a throwback to the September spread. As you can see, it was extremely busy. I started off the month for Labor Day. I had 3 dogs that I was house sitting for, and I also had a drop-in for a cat that I was checking in on once a day. At the end of the week, for September 6th, I had another 2 dogs that ended up getting canceled. I think they went with another Rover sitter. From the 10th to the 14th, I had 2 cats that I did a drop-in for. They were about a 4-minute drive from my house, so that was okay. And I did do that twice a day, morning and night. On the 16th, I met with a new client who has 7 pets, 2 guinea pigs, 1 prairie dog, 3 parrots, and 1 little chihuahua. From the 17th all the way throughout the end of the month into October, I had 2 cats who went away to Italy to get married, and honestly, they were the sweetest people ever. One of their cats just got diagnosed with a new symptom, and they were taking medication, and so I helped to administer that medication while they were away. On the 18th, I met with another new Rover client who has 2 dogs. One is a 3-legged dog. On the 19th, actually, I'll skip that. I'll come back to that. On the 20th, I had another cat drop-in for 2 days while this couple was away for Oktoberfest. The weekend of the 20th, for 2 nights actually, I had 4 dogs, 2 Australian Shepherds, 1 Husky, and a third was a mixed breed. I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly, but 4 dogs that I house sat for. And then I had a drop-in for a cat for a a lady that ended up going away on vacation to Japan, and I would just drop in and check on her cat for once a day for 2 weeks. So that started on the 21st. And then I had the storm ended up happening on September 24th, which was Hurricane Helene. And then I had a drop in for the 25th, but this is a private client as well that ended up canceling because of the storm. They had a concert to go to that got canceled. I had another 2 cats, which would be a repeat client at this point. The one that was 4 minutes away ended up canceling for those dates. And then on the 27th and the 28th and the 29th, I had the 3 pairs, the 2 guinea pigs, the dog, and the prairie dog for 3 days that I did a drop in for. And hopefully you guys are familiar with the Rover terms. Rover is an app that controls pet sitting. And so from that app, I booked clients, but also now I've gotten referrals for other clients through there that are private referrals in which they pay me directly. So that was the month of October. Oh, and let's go back. So for the 19th was my boyfriend's grandmother's 85th birthday. She ended up receiving 85 pink roses from her church, which was awesome. I thought that was really, really cool. And she actually received that on Sunday when she went to church. But on the 19th, we ended up having a dinner with my boyfriend's family, the cousins, and she likes Chinese food and we don't have it often, and that's what we ended up having all together. And then some ice cream at the end of the night. On the 21st, I went to see Ali Sadiq, which he's a comedian and he's on tour right now. Absolutely amazing, super funny. This was about a 45-minute drive out. So as you can imagine, sort of scheduling sometimes when you have these house sits as well as the drop-ins, depending on if the drop-ins are morning and night, it gets kind of complicated if you have like a 7 p.m. event or dinner planned. But I made that work, and that was the 21st. On the 22nd, we had another grander dinner for my boyfriend's grandmother, in which all of the family kind of traveled from out of state on the weekend. A lot of her grandkids came, and we had sit-down dinner as a family, which was amazing. That was the 22nd, and then on the 23rd was my boyfriend's birthday, and he's the reason we went to the comedy show to see the comedian Ali Sadiq. That was on the 21st. Somewhere that weekend, our fridge went out as well. So we have a huge deep freezer that we kind of transferred things into. And then we also had a cooler set up. Honest to say, we stayed without a fridge for a very long time, longer than we anticipated. So we actually had an aunt of my boyfriend that offered another fridge that she had available. So we did about an hour drive to go and secure that fridge and bring it back down and set everything up. Unfortunately, the fridge ended up not working. So that was a whole other situation. But that's just a quick recap of what happened in September. And this is the initial layout that I used. It was kind of complicated for me I kind of used the text box background color to to block this off. I would not recommend. You will see in my October spread, if I can speak, what I decided to do to make this easier for myself. So digital planning is trial and error. You try something, you don't like it, you do it over, or, you save your creative energy and think of a different way to do it at a later time. No pressure to do things any specific way. So right now, getting ready to start the October monthly layout. I'm trying to make this process quite as easy as possible by copying and pasting, as I mentioned, even for the skincare layout. And I'm making some of the elements remain the same. So the first things first here is I need to get the days of the week added in by copying them over from September. And then a quick tip that I learned also, because when I started GoodNotes, they didn't have such a thing as elements where you can kind of like save your stickers and organize them and stuff like that. So now that they have elements, what I would do is use the lasso tool, and you'll circle around just as you see me doing in the video from Sunday all the way until Saturday, all of the days of the weeks that I have laid out here. And you'll just add it as an element. So then next time that you need to pop it into a monthly planner or a weekly layout, boom, they're already there. Same thing if you have a layout that's vertical. Once you set it up the first time, copy over the whole entire thing with the lasso tool and save it as an element, and boom, it'll pop right back in there. So here I'm entering in my schedule. You'll see that I'm having a hard time with the writing feature at first. As I mentioned, if this ever gets difficult or annoying, I have heard other YouTubers mention that, like, sometimes trying to utilize the tools, they get a little annoying, especially if you can't get it the way that you want. So I was having a hard time with that. So I just turned over to my screen keyboard instead and started using that. I also have a Bluetooth keyboard that you guys have seen me use in the previous video as well. And I'm adding in how many animals I have and adding in the emojis where I can as well to make it a bit more colorful. I decided to try the highlight method instead of the background color text option, and it's just much easier for me. I also want to say that I am not putting in any of my client names or the pet names, just kind of to keep some sort of privacy. I've added in the name Rover, if I've remembered, of where I have clients that are from Rover, the app. As you can see, a lot of my clients come through that app. Only now that I've been going for a couple months that I'm getting private referrals. And for the private referrals, you will see that I don't have the name Rover in that booking on the screen. For those of you who have not seen the previous September memory planning video, here is the final result of that mood board that I put together using the images from Pinterest. And honestly, for this mood board, I think I may keep this throughout the end of the year. I don't really see a reason for me to have a mood board for every single month. As for my skincare, my goals are kind of sticking to be the same. So maybe for the new year, definitely I will revamp this. But this was a memory planning video, as I just got the video up way too late. Just wanted to recap. As I've mentioned, I do Rover, which is a pet sitting app for walking dogs, checking in on the well-being of animals, and just kind of representing a human contact while pet parents are away for extended periods of time, whether it's for their wedding or on vacation or for work. I do this on the side of my full-time job, and the motivation is to make some extra cash and to pay down my debt. It works really well for me because I do work remote, so it allows me a lot of flexibility to do house sits. As long as I have Wi-Fi, I'm okay to handle the meetings that I have during the day. And I mainly do house sitting, which means I will sleep in the client's home while they are away. A lot of people did get pets during COVID, and a lot of the animals are just used to having humans around 24/7. And dog anxiety as well as human anxiety, it has been a major thing since COVID. And as I mentioned, having someone just keeping the animals in their own realm, in their own space where they're already set up on how they do their feedings, how they use the potty, how they, they have their dog beds laying around or their toys laying around the house. So keeping them in their own setting sometimes is an easier transition while the pet parents are away. So it's been 4 months since I started Rover, and it's truly been a great experience so far. I would say this is one of the easiest side hustles that I would recommend anyone to get into. It really, you can start with experience or without experience. And as you go along, you'll learn more, you'll grow. And for me, it has given me the opportunity to get to know different neighborhoods. I find that driving between pet parents' houses, I've just gotten very familiar with my new local area as I have moved, and I'm not going to disclose that quite yet, but I just did do a recent transition. So Rover's been great. It's been a great side hustle. Having the private clients and building that connection with other humans has been amazing for me in a transition of being in a new state. So I would say if you like animals, if you like pets, give it a go. So now that I have my October monthly spread complete, I did very minimal. As I'm looking at this, I was supposed to add in some more stickers at the bottom. You see where those empty boxes are on the calendar between the pumpkin and the apples? I usually like to decorate that area. I'll be sure to keep that in mind for my next monthly spread. But for a quick overview, for the first week of October, as I mentioned, I still had the 2 cats of the parents who went to Italy to get married. I had that drop in for that one cat whose parent was in Japan. For Thursday, through Rover, I ended up having a dog walk for 3 dogs. There were 3 rescue dogs. One has 3 legs, so it's missing a leg. Another one is missing an eye, and the other one had just had a torn ACL, and so has been recovering. So I just went to go meet those pet parents again and kind of go get a rundown of the specific needs of the dogs. On Saturday the 5th, I had the private client again with the 7 pets that I mentioned. On the 6th, those are personal, so I'll review those at the end. Actually, I'll review them now. So we did spend Saturday and Sunday in Home Depot looking at fridges. As I mentioned, our fridge went out, and something was wrong with their system on Saturday, so we had to go back Sunday to kind of finalize everything. And right after that, I ended up having a nice brunch date with my boyfriend. Went to a new Caribbean spot, and I had the jerk chicken and shrimp pasta. It was between that or the Rasta pasta, but that was pretty good, and I ordered a passion fruit juice. On the 8th, and this whole week, was Hurricane Milton. So we really weren't affected by Hurricane Helene. Hurricane Milton, as you meant, was just a huge, I can't even get my words right. Like, it was a very, very scary time for us all. So we didn't end up getting affected by that as well. Thank goodness. And just hoping that everybody else that ended up having, damage was able to get the help that they need. So on the 9th, our new fridge got delivered. Oh, it's so beautiful. You're getting old when you start to be super happy about receiving appliances. I'm ecstatic. Love it. It's huge. It has so much space. So love it. Gladly, our fridge did not get delayed during this process. But moving on the 10th, that's when I started the house sit for the 3 rescue dogs. And so that house sit is, as you can see, a little over a week. On the 12th, I had... Oh, yes. So it says 2 parrots. So drop in for 2 parrots. So this guy has 2 parrots, 1 cat, American short-hair cat, and then 3 mini schnauzers. So I've house sat for him for 2 weeks. He ended up going on a European cruise. So he recommended me to the other guy that has the 7 pets. On the 13th, I had... so on the 12th and the 13th, I would have had the 2 parrots, but he ended up canceling as he had a change of plans. On the 12th and the 13th, I had a drop in again for repeat pet clients. This is the couple that went to Italy. They booked me again for that weekend. On the 14th is a holiday, Indigenous People Day. I'm not even going to say what is formerly known as. So then on the 18th, I had met this private client last month that has 2 dogs, one that has 3 legs. I think I mentioned that. She is actually a part of the circus and will be on the road for about a little over 2 weeks. So that's going to be a house sit, but I'm going to see exactly how the timing of that works. I don't think I will be sleeping there, but I may be spending majority of the day there, and I've discussed that with the client, and they're okay with that arrangement. On the 27th, I have Rover dropping for 2 cats, which are repeat pet parents from last month as well. So that's going to be from the 27th to the 29th. Also, right now, I don't have any other clients that have requested at this moment. Yeah, that I can think of. So that's all for October. The last 2 weeks, we're still in the middle of October. Today's October 13th. Yes, I'm getting this video up super late, and I've made this video since last week, but better late than never. Otherwise, it turns into a memory planning video. But yeah, that's an overview of how I did my October. Also want to jump in here and say that everything you see that's blinking was the new things that have been added since I did the layout the first time. So I've already described them on the previous screenshot of this layout, but I just wanted to kind of add that in here. I've added just to put my personal items on here as well as my work things. And also remember, I have a full-time job that's not represented on this calendar. It's just a regular 9 to 5.
I try to love, but your heart is made of slime. All my tears, they fall like rain. Yet you leave me here alone. I give you all I have inside. You pretend it's all pretend. Your empty eyes, they break me down. Will this torment never end? Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your...
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Here is a final look of my skincare spread from October. Most likely, this is the routine that will remain the same for the rest of 2024, as I'm still getting used to the products and still maintaining them. You can still access these self-care stickers for free. The link will be in the description box and in my Etsy shop. You can get the access to my weekly skincare planner sheet. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.